So you can send your file, your AMR file, to the PC. You can use your Bluetooth or whatever wire you have and just send the file. Then after that, you might have to convert the file because some of the software that you're using might not recognize this particular file. If the file format agrees with your Windows movie maker, then that's fine. You can go on from there. You can't really do the editing in FlipShare, so you have to use your movie maker. And I saved the file from FlipShare to the desktop and then move it to Windows Movie Maker. For some reason you cannot just drag the FlipShare video file directly to the Movie Maker. So now you drag your AMR file, which has been converted to mp3, into your Movie Maker, and that will be part of your soundtrack. So now you have your soundtrack, the one you recorded with your cell phone, in your Movie Maker. So the next thing you have to do, you have to adjust the sound level. So you click Open Timeline here in the bottom, you click Audio Levels, and then you see Audio Level. Audio from video and audio/music. If you want the sound completely from your video camera microphone, you switch it all the way here. If you want to use the recording from your recording device, like your cell phone or whatever, you switch it all the way to the other side. So essentially your cell phone's audio replaces what's on the video camera, on your flip camera. Or I guess you can use part of your sound from your flip camera, and then when your movie advances to a certain part, you use what's from your cell phone. But it's probably just easier to use everything from the cell phone from beginning to start. So your sound level would be somewhat more level. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna use the whole soundtrack from the cell phone. So if I were to play it now, you can see I match in the bottom here. It's kind of difficult to see. I match the length of my recording with the length of the video. Right? So now if I were to play it, you would hear the sound from my cell phone instead of from the
Mino HD camera.
flip camera.
It doesn't have an external mic, so when you're shooting with something that is more than 5 feet away, the sound is not that great.
So how good the audio is, it depends on your recording device. If you have a cheap recorder,
you can use a separate
then your sound is not going to be that great.
In this case, you can use a cell phone like this.
So
this is my Sony.
Now it has started recording here, you can see.
A lot of the cell phones have this kind
So
of
the sound would be somewhat constant,
so when you're shooting something
even when I'm 5
like
feet away.
5 feet away, and say if I am explaining something about this propeller that I'm making for my ceiling fan motor, you can put the mic very close to you, and then you can shoot your film, like explaining that this leading edge is still pretty thick. I did a lot of carving.
So there aren't many times that you have to do it like this. Mostly you can get by with your flip microphone, but sometimes you do have to step a few feet, maybe 10 feet from your camera, like what I'm doing if I were to explain this wind turbine blade. This is like 6 feet tall, and you can't really bring it up close to the camera. And if I were really far away, you won't be able to hear me too well.
Save your soundtrack from your cell phone. Save the file.
So that's it. From now on, you can continue with your movie maker and make your movie. Right? You can publish your movie on here, and then save it, upload it, and you have a movie with the proper sound level. One thing I have to say though, a lot of times your sound file is not going to be compatible with Movie Maker, because this cell phone uses AMR, and you might have some other recording device that uses something else. I think Movie Maker will accept mp3, WAV files, and some others. So if you find it necessary to convert a file, try not to download something from the internet that converts the file and might leave some virus on your computer. You might want to do something that converts your file online instead of downloading it. There's a onlineconvert.com. You can upload your file, convert it, and then use it, and download it back and then use it that way. You probably have more control of that file. You might, when you download it back, you can scan it with your virus scanner and make sure there's no virus before you use it. So that's a bit of advice that you might want to think about.